It's
Watching.
hard because Twitch is always the faster one. Like YouTube, you don't look at the YouTube stream. Look at Twitch. Twitch is the one that's right.
I need you to give me a countdown. I need you to just give me a 5, 4.
I said transitioning. I said
it. Transition.
What did you think was a transition?
I thought you were going to give me a cue and say, hey. Anyway, welcome. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another wonderful episode of Gamma Blurs. Your boy Trey Proper coming at you live and direct from the basement. All right. If you guys don't know, these are my wonderful co-hosts. Sorry. You guys go ahead and introduce yourselves. This is what happens every week. I get thrown off. And then
I'll do the countdown from now on. As long as it helps you out, I will do the countdown. I'll give you 5 seconds.
Ron Burgundy in the black flesh.
All right, I'll go ahead and introduce myself, you guys. My name is Lillian. Watashi wa Lillian desu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Self-proclaimed internet auntie and variety streamer.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Big Herb. You know, I'm here from the place, checking in once again. About to drop some general jewels on y'all this week.
Herb, you look really different this week.
And you forgot to say 50 million times in that statement, but okay.
Well, right. Listen, because you know, I got
hope everything's all right, man. He's taking a day off. It's cool. You'll be all right. Rick's not gonna fire you yet. So we got a great show as always lined up for you. We're going to start off by talking about a couple of drops that Marvel Rivals Season 3.5 dropped, I guess, this week. I have no idea because I don't play it. I'm still stuck on Skyrim. I know it's a 15-year-old game. That's the only thing I play at this point.
Who cares how old the game is? As long as you're having fun, that's it. That's it.
That part. So, all right, yes. So I'm gonna buck on over to you, young lady, because you know more about this than I do.
I know more than he does, but I have not played Season 3.5 yet because the week leading up to 3.5 was a wash in the matchmaking. If we didn't have good tanks, we didn't have good DPS. If we didn't have good tanks or DPS, or if we had good tanks and or passable DPS, we had like shit strategists. So it's just like, you know what? I'm taking a couple days off because clearly y'all did too. Okay. Yeah. So Season 3.5 did drop. I can't tell anybody anything about it because I haven't been inside, except it looks like Blade did in fact get a Phoenix skin, as I guessed he would.
So wait, why would they give Blade a Phoenix skin? Like, is everybody getting a Phoenix skin?
Yeah. So the story for this season is that they awoke Phoenix / Jean Grey on Null because she was inside of an egg, like hibernating inside of an egg after some shit she did. And they went to wake her up so they could combat Null because Null woke up when they were fucking around, or when the Guardians were fucking around on his planet. Okay. So she's supposed to be helping defeat Null this season. So she's in a bunch of team ups for people this season, and a lot of heroes have Phoenix skins. Emma Frost has a Phoenix skin. They don't necessarily get a team up ability, but a lot of them have Phoenix skins.
Okay, all right. So it's like, okay, so it's dark versus light type situation.
Yeah,
that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get it. I'm still not playing this game. I played it for like 5 seconds. I could not get into it. Rick, what you thinking?
Oh, I don't know. to be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, like, so every time that I think I want to get back into Marvel Rivals, like I get a video on my For You feed or from a content creator, and like the I don't know. I think I'm off of multiplayer right now. Quite frankly, like I'm more on story-driven games and stuff like that because I'm tired of being called the N-word by little white kids. And I know Marvel Rivals in particular is taking like steps to prevent a lot of this. But I mean, listen, call me an old man gamer all you want to. I'm stealing it from Brandon from Code 45. But yeah, like I prefer to play story modes. Like I'm about to play through God of War Ragnarok again. I'm really excited for a couple other things that are coming out that are single player games. And I don't want to play multiplayer. I don't want to get on with the guys. Like I don't feel like sweating. Call of Duty is like, again, I've been a Call of Duty guy for a number of years. I'm probably one of the best Call of Duty players that any of you people watching or anybody on here knows. And I'm just bored with it, quite frankly. I listen, I am. Like, you can check my numbers. I'm the shit. Um, but no, yeah, I'm just kind of over it right now, and I want to play some single player stories that have been developed, that have been like made, and it's a good little playthrough. You know what I mean? I want to challenge myself that way. I don't want to challenge myself against little Timmy, who's also pissing himself while throwing a juice at his mom.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with multiplayer games. There's nothing wrong with team games. Throw a sex toy at you while you're in the middle of it.
Yeah,
That's something that can
exactly.
happen.
As long as
So
no one gets a phallic object thrown at their skull.
it's like it's so egregious that this is actually happening in real life at this time. So if you're not the WNBA has been making the news in rounds this week, not because of the players' play or anything major happening, but
For one, I'm sorry. For once the WNBA is making headlines, and it's not about fucking Caitlin Clark
or Angel Reese.
No, I prefer Angel.
No,
Reese
I
headlines.
do.
I don't want to talk about Caitlin Clark. She looks like Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trey.
So there has been so in the WNBA, sex toy incident may be linked to cryptocurrency group's money scheme. So what's basically happening is that there are cryptocurrency or gambling websites that are organizing bets, essentially, to see if somebody's going to actually go through with the deal, and people are betting on the color and the location and the time that they're actually going to throw dildos onto the field of play. They've been betting on the color. It's just craziness is going on. It's the most disrespectful shit I've ever heard, and it's like, what the fuck? Like we said, the title, the world is burning right now. Like, what is going on? Why is this even a thing? But as always, tell me what you guys think of this.
Lillian, do you mind if I start?
Go ahead.
Why? Like, is everybody a degenerate now? Like, is gambling that intrusive in our society now that they've made it legal everywhere, and like Vegas is slowly dying, and it's just like, oh, I can gamble from the comfortability of my mom's basement, and like, is this what's happening? Like, I saw this story earlier this week, and I'm just like, what? Like, what in the fuck? Like, it makes no sense. And then the guy who, one of the representatives of that crypto gambling website you were talking about, his justification was, well, people do crazy stuff at games all the time. We see this all over the place. Nah, no, we don't. Like, we don't see people throwing fucking what'd you say? You don't see people throwing pocket pussies on the field at football games. Like, this is weird. This is absolutely weird, and like, why are we're doing all of these things for this? People want clout so bad, and they want to be internet famous so much that you're willing to do something like this, and it's egregious and just fucking weird. Like, we got to get back to beating people up. Like, I really feel like we really need to get back to like just beating people's asses. You know what I mean? And also shaming dumb people, because it's only dumb people that can be talked into doing this.
I think what's really egregious about the whole thing is that it didn't just happen one time or two times. It was an ongoing occurrence. Like, this has been happening for a while now. It happened to the point that initial reaction was laughter, like, who the crap is throwing dildos on the damn basketball court at a women's basketball game? Hee hee ha ha. And as it continued, as it persisted, people stopped laughing at it. Like, okay, what the fuck is going on? What's really going on here? So this has been going on for so long, to such an extent that they finally got angry or upset about it. It came across, instead of just being a joke or being a gag, as disrespectful to the people involved. Like, it's weird, it's fucked up, and like, no one's, like, weird shit happens at games all the time. Yeah, somebody might try to take out the mascot because they're off their meds or some shit. This is way beyond that. This is a coordinated effort.
Yeah, I need, who was it that ran up in it? Was it Ron Artest that ran up in the stage?
Yes. Yes.
I need that. I need the ladies to pull one of those. I don't give a fuck. Go in there and find out who did it and stomp him out. Stomp him in the nuts. Stomp him in the nuts.
Well,
I need that to happen.
That's the thing. Like, it's not just one person. It's clearly not just one person. I don't even know if it's in single digits. It's probably in double digits. Multiple, like dozens of men throughout the stadium are throwing dildos on the damn fucking basketball court.
It's been a different person at each game.
Really?
I believe one and one guy who got arrested, he went to that well that everybody likes to go to nowadays. It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. Like, come on, man. It's like we gotta stop this shit. I blame people like Sam Pepper in the earlier YouTube days in the 2010. I mean, in the days of those prank videos and shit like that. Like, of using that as a justification. That doesn't justify anything. Like we said, this is disrespectful, and it's so fucking weird, man. Like, it's so. Like, I remember again, I first heard about it, and like you said, Trey, like people would make. I'm sorry, Lillian said, like people were making jokes about it at first, and like I remember at one point they were like, "Oh, Karl Anthony Towns lost his who was a basketball player for the Knicks. He's one of the better basketball players in the NBA. They're like, oh, he lost something at a basketball game. And I was like, oh, like I saw it in passing. But then like the next 4 times that I heard about it, I'm like, all right, we got to get more security at these games, or or again, beat people up, please. Like just because, I mean, and also, if you're a male and you're at a WNBA game and you're like you're with your wife or your daughter or any of that, like, please, we have to do a better job as men of protecting women in general. You know what I mean? Like, you see weirdos doing weird shit, protect them. It is okay. Listen, you may get detained for a little bit, but I promise you, once they figure out what he was trying to do and they see you punching him in the face repeatedly, they're gonna be like, oh, yeah, get out of here. Let's take this weirdo to jail. Because it's again, so fucking weird.
Because they were the owners of the one of the owners of the cryptocurrency company that is ahead of the betting was quoted as saying, "This is empowering to every fucking crypto community that to start thinking outside the box, get creative, and fucking do something that makes people actually laugh. Meme coins should make you laugh," he said, adding, "The whole mission is to focus the impact of the crypto culture. Like, they're not even thinking about how this is affecting people emotionally, how this is affecting people in their concentration while they're playing on the court, or even if it's a wife and child that are sitting on the sidelines watching this. Like, you're being blatantly disruptive." And I agree, they should have hands put on them because it's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I have no idea how to transition this to the next one. So I am going to pass it on to the person who suggested. Once again, Lillian Dasu, tell us what you want to talk about.
All right, so along a similar vein of like blatant misogyny in society, there's this app called T that's basically an enclave of women. Like, a bunch of women get on there to talk about, are we dating the same guy? Are there any red flags, abusive histories, etc., etc. It's a space that was inspired by a lot of these Facebook group chats where women were literally like, you know, comes out that old Brad from like Newport, Virginia is dating like 13 women across the country and married to 3 of them. So it was very much an app that's supposed to help women understand, is there danger with dating this person? I'm talking to this person. Do you know anything about them that would make this unsafe, etc., etc.? And I want to say within the past like week and a half, there was a major data breach with the app, and apparently a bunch of users' information was gotten and doxed on the internet. And that's what happened. It seems very much to be a response to how the app is supposed to function. Like, women get on there to talk about, like, you know, they'll show pictures of, this is the person I'm talking to or dating. Do you know anything about him? And they're not talking like, okay, what's the shape of his penis or anything personal like that. They're just trying to be like, has he, like, is he safe? Is he okay? Is there something I should know about? And usually what the comments are is like, I don't know anything, more often than not, or he really hurt a friend of mine. This is some of his habits. He might be talking to multiple people at the same time, stuff like that.
Okay. So the information they were sharing was being leaked?
No,
No, their
the
personal
user's personal information was leaked.
Oh.
That's what was in the breach. Because when you sign up for the app does its best to verify that each user is in fact a woman there for reasonable reasons. Like you're literally here to join this community of people trying to keep themselves and others safe. So it would be people's like you have to submit a verification photo, or when I joined it, it was like you have to show that like a selfie, like you have to take a selfie showing that you are in fact who you say you are, and if you have social media, give us a link to your social media. It won't be linked to your account. We just have to verify that who your social media is and who the selfie is in the picture are the same person.
So I understand the reasoning behind the creation of the app. What I'm struggling with my head is like, isn't it kind of doxing what the women were doing in the app too for men? Like, weren't they? I understand. Yes, you want to be defensive, you want to protect. Yes, absolutely. But are they like they're sharing a photo and telling who he is, and they're putting that out on the internet?
They're
Isn't that doing the same thing?
sharing the photo. I haven't seen more than anyone's first name, and they don't share addresses.
Okay, so they're not sharing those guys.
They're not sharing, like, it's identifiable if you know the person. It's not if you don't.
Okay. I mean, so yeah, I want you all to have your own spaces, protect yourselves anyway. But because I've heard rumblings about the app, like people at my coworkers, female coworkers, have said, "Oh, we got this app up." I'm engaged. I don't give a fuck less. So, but it's you kind of had to know this was going to happen. Like, dudes are petty and they're going to be malicious and they're going to try to find a way to get into this. They're going to use their sister's profile and find out information.
Well, no, that's not how they did it. That's not how they did it.
No, how did it?
They broke the servers. They broke into the servers and took old information and released it.
They're going to do that too. I mean, what's you going to say, Rick?
Well, I mean, so that the way I like you said, Trey, I've heard rumblings of this app before. And the stuff that I heard, like, and I didn't hear this from men, it was not presented in the way that Lillian presents it. Like, it makes sense as a like safe space for women to, you know, protect themselves, because like we just said, I just said it earlier when we were talking about the dildos in the WNBA. Like, it's a lot of weird dudes out here doing a lot of weird shit. But essentially, like, I kind of like the from what I heard about the app is just kind of like a shit talking space. And like just kind of like a yeah, well, you have some women who are talking about, oh, am I dating this guy, or is this guy doing this, or is this guy doing that? But then also you had the space where it's just like, yeah, don't talk to this dude because, you know, he got S Willie, or don't talk to this dude because he broke, and like that's kind of what I heard. Which, I mean, again, it's like you're going to have those things in any type of space where you have multiple people gathered. Like, people, like, again, people gather in people's names all the time, in the name of one thing all the time, and the conversation will pivot and change, like, regardless, because that's just the nature of people. I would hope that that the people are that somebody didn't do this out of a malicious intent to. I mean, well, it was done out of malicious intent. It was. But like it confounds me that if you're doing wrong and it's like, oh well, I got caught doing wrong, so I'm going to do wronger. You know what I mean? It's just take responsibility for yourself and for your actions. It's like, all right, I was dating multiple women, I got caught. Own the shit. Own the shit, live up to it, and take what the repercussions you get. Don't go and do something like this by putting women in danger, because we know there are a lot of cowards out here who seek to go and do terrible things to women. So the lack of empathy and that odd I gotta get my get back type of shit, like that's it's gross, man. It's just gross.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Checking out the comments on YouTube real quick. Genocide Circus says the person that set everything up put no real security, so the information was just sitting for someone to click and copy. I don't know how accurate that is.
I don't know what he means by that. Like that's I don't know what he means by that. Like, I don't know, because when I've been on the app, you don't necessarily see user profiles. You don't see the other users' profiles. It's just posts. Like, you can see, like, you have usernames that's publicly available. You can choose whether or not to show your name. but I don't know what information he's talking about. I don't know how he means that, so I can't really comment on it.
Yeah, I got you. It regardless is egregious. Nobody should be doxxed in any case. I personally don't feel like those types of discussions should be put anywhere as an open space. Like, you have your group chats, don't make it accessible. But that's just my personal opinion. Yes, protect yourselves, be careful, but you open yourself up to weirdos when you do stuff. You put together something, and then they're going to do exactly what they did, whether it was posted or he hacked it, whatever it is. What were you going to say, Rick?
There is one person that should be doxxed, Elon Musk. Everyone doxes him constantly, all the time.
Please.
Fair enough. Moving over to the political spaces, looks like, yeah, shit's going crazy in Texas. So they are attempting to get some restructuring of I forgot what to call it. Shit, I'm sorry, I have a brain fart. What they call the areas, the voting areas
districts.
Voting districts. I couldn't think of the voting districts. Sorry, but they're attempting to have the voting districts restructured for the next elections so that they have more. There is more things are going to be in the Republican favor. So in response to that, a lot of Democratic Texas lawmakers decided to leave. They left the state. They went to other surrounding areas because that would prevent the Republican not census. What do you call them? Shit. What can I think?
The vote. The Democratic senators from Texas ran to Chicago to prevent a vote from going through to let this gerrymandering happen.
Yes, I don't know why I couldn't think of the words, but that's what's going on. Which then, in response to that, a lot of Texas Republican senators were calling for them to be hunted down, dragged back by any means necessary so they can get these votes done, which will cause a cascading effect across the country, where this will cause a lot of restructuring in a lot of different districts all over. Ladies and gentlemen, please give us your thoughts.
There's a lot to unpack with this, because what the Republicans in Texas are essentially trying to do is restructure the voting lines throughout the state in the middle of like before a census or not around a census. What usually the procedure is like with the updated census that comes out every 10 years, they'll take a look at the information and then restructure their voting districts however they decide to do it. That includes gerrymandering. All their little tactics usually take place around the census. This is in the middle of a decade, so the census isn't due for another five years. So they're trying to call for an emergency census in a gutted part of the government, the U.S. Census Bureau, so that they can force new voting districts and create more voting districts in favor of a Republican supermajority in Texas. So it's like, it's bad, but it's also, what are you guys doing? This isn't even when we usually do these things.
Yeah. Well, this will affect the electoral college vote as well, right?
Yeah. It would affect, well, not necessarily, because the electoral college is based on the population in your state. I don't think Texas population boomed that fucking hard where we'll get extra votes in the electoral college. But what it would do is mean that they would have more Republican districts inside the state of Texas, regardless of what those populations actually prefer. Like, they might, for example, it's probably a stupid example, but Dallas-Fort Worth area is probably like, I don't know, 10 different major 10 different cities and towns that have different voting districts inside the state. So imagine they just redistricted it to 3 places, and what that would immediately have, like, just beyond like the voting, like the outcome after an election, after the midterm election, it would also mean that if what used to be 10 smaller segments is now 3 large ones, all y'all have to cram into the same voting space to vote on election day. It makes it even more difficult.
Yeah.
Do y'all know that is Texas a red state or a blue state?
It's a red state.
Isn't it? That is a mix of different.
Do you know the numbers? Do you know the numbers for registered voters in Texas?
I don't know. I don't even know how many people live in Texas.
Don't worry about it. I got you. It's 8 million Democrats to 6 million Republicans.
Ah.
How the fuck is it a red state?
Because of the space.
Exactly, and this essentially this gerrymandering that they're trying to do would make it overwhelmingly a red state. This is Wheels is working at the behest of the Orange Man.
Mm-hmm.
Wheels, for those of you that don't know, is the governor of Texas. That's Greg Wheels Abbott because he lost his legs. And now, fuck all that. I'm not. Listen, they go low. I'm going to hell, and I'm staying there. I'm next to Mephisto, chilling at this point. Fuck all of these people. Yeah, this is just fucking disgusting. Like now, I'm at the I've talked we talked about it a couple times, and I'm going here again with the Democratic Party. They don't give a fuck about the rules. You're reading the rule book and saying, "Hey, you can't do that," and the Republicans are going, "What are you going to do about it, fuck boy? Nothing." Like that's essentially what's happening, and
At
it's
every
like
turn.
it's there are judges who are making rulings and saying, "Oh, Republican Party, you can't do that." And they're going saying, "Fuck you! I'm going to do what I want." You know what I mean? And it's like we as a collective, we let this happen. We let everything get here. Not blaming anybody individually, but
Yeah.
I'm saying as a collective, as an American people, we have let things get here. And at what point do we look back and say, you know what? You're using fire. I'm going to start using fire. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use Turkish fire. Like we have to up them with it. You know what I mean? Like I applaud Gavin Newsom, who says if this vote goes through and they do this redistricting, it's going to immediately trigger redistricting in California. That's cool, but also like where are the other states that are on board? Like you know what I mean? Let's like it I sound like I'm frustrated because I am frustrated. I've been gradually frustrated the whole year, but it's like because I want leaders who are willing to fight. Like I want people who aren't fucking Hakeem Jeffries and fucking Cory Booker and all the performative nonsense. Like I want fucking fighting. They're trying to get rid of Jasmine Crockett's district in this.
Yes.
Like, and she's the example of what we need. Like she is one of the leaders that we absolutely need. A black
Yes.
woman who ain't here for your bullshit and will call you out on it. Ain't that right, Marjorie Taylor Big Back? Like it's and you know and they're doing this shit like all of this is done on purpose. They know who to target, they know where to target. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I need for people to understand is we're not playing games anymore. Like people love to use the chess checkers argument. No, this ain't no fucking games no more. This is a war. This is literally a war for the soul of America. And it's time to stop acting like we're doing firing lines and understand that this is guerrilla warfare that needs to be implied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what okay, so I think that was the other half of the story is like Texas was trying to redistrict, so all the Democratic leaders or the Democratic leaders in Texas, a lot of them flew the state so they wouldn't be able to vote on those measures. And like first they walked out of the house and then they started getting all those threats and then they left the state. So now the state is trying to find ways to punish them or remove them so that they can still carry on and redistrict the state.
So I'm sorry. Were you finished, Lily?
Yeah, that was just a deep sigh.
So also the verbiage that's being used by Greg Abbott to hunt them down.
Yes.
Like this
yes.
white man saying that about these majority people of color senators, like that's an instant trigger for me. Like it's just instant. It's like, oh, so like again, they're not hiding their racism at this point. And if you're someone who is still on the fence of saying, oh, well, they use some intense language, but they're not being overtly racist, do me a favor, slap yourself 4 times. Just slap the shit out of yourself 4 times with a brick, because that's how blatant the racism that they're using and the dog whistle phrases that they're using are just out there. And I'm frustrated, and my words are now getting log jammed. So I'm gonna pass it on to one of you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's so much. It's so outrageous. It's so outlandish that if anyone had told me at 7 that this is the America that I would grow up to be part of, I would never have believed it. Not in a million years. And that's where we are. That's where we are. We're at state delegates fleeing the state to avoid nefarious activity at the state and federal level. It's crazy. Like, not even like, oh yeah, we're making these deals under the tape. Like, no, broad daylight. This is what we're doing. Quote me at the paper. This is exactly how it's going down. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, yeah. Kamala Harris being on the Stephen Colbert Report, speaking about she doesn't want to work in the system anymore, and she has lost faith in the system. Essentially, it is the way that a lot of us has felt for years, and it's kind of refreshing of her to come up and say that in a public space, because nobody's going to save us but ourselves. There are no more Supermen out there. There are nobody here who's going to come in and save the day. Speaking of which. Yeah. It was a rough transition, but I had to put it in there.
Nah, put it in there. That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. Dean Cain, Superman from the 90s TV show Lois and Clark. One of my favorites as a kid growing up, because I got to see Superman in live action,
Yep.
you know, performing the feats that I've read in the comics of my childhood. He has repeatedly throughout his time of existence in this fucking country showing us why he's not a good person. He should have been better casted as a Lex Luthor or anything like that. But he has decided that he is going to sign up with with ICE to help detain illegal immigrants from Home Depot and 7-Elevens across the country. I'm not really hurt, because we already knew who the fuck he was. He's been a
raging piece of shit for a long time.
He has. He signed up to be a deputy sheriff in multiple different districts. You know, he's been trying to become a cop for some reason. Like, dude, you're 60, you're overweight, sit down, shut the fuck up, and just go to cons and make money off of being Superman for once, for a couple of seasons. Other than that, shut the fuck up. But I digress. What do you guys think of this story?
Dean Tanaka needs to shut the fuck up. Oh, for those of you that don't know, his real name is actually Dean Tanaka. He is a descendant of Japanese immigrants to this country who were actually interned during World War II. But yet and still, he has all of this fucking energy for this bullshit. It's crazy that people still refer to him as Superman. I don't think of him as Superman. I think of him as the character that he played on Different World, where he almost got his ass whooped by Dwayne and Ron in a jail cell for being a racist piece of shit. And that shows that art was imitating life, because that's who Dean Tanaka really is. This 59-year-old fat, out of shape has-been needs to shut the fuck up. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the pictures of him in his ICE training gear, where it looks like his belly done lapped over his belt. And if you look at him, he looks like fucking Play-Doh. Like he looks like baked Play-Doh. He looks like Bisquick. You know what I mean? And you're out here talking about hunting down immigrants. Sir, please do me a favor and shut all the way the fuck up. Like, it's, again, the clout chasing that we are at as a society is fucking insane. People are doing anything to keep themselves out there and keep themselves in the forefront, including tying themselves to a PDF file who, quote unquote, is running the country. Like, the bootlicking and the ass giving up of all of these idiots is so fucking crazy. Like, this shit is going to be studied for a very long time. These final seasons of America, boy, when these history books come out in the wild, it's going to be some crazy shit to read about. And I hate the fact that I'm going to have to explain to my future great nieces and nephews the time and point that we're living in right now. I ain't having no fucking kids. You thought you was going to get me. You thought you was going to get me, motherfucker. You're not getting me. But no, like, it's disappointing and weird to fucking deal with.
It's disheartening. Go ahead, Lillian.
He's entirely too brown for this shit.
Yes. Facts.
No one's gonna be like, oh, I arrested a white. No, they're not. they're gonna take you, Julio, and Rodrigo at Home Depot. They're gonna take all y'all, because all y'all brown with black hair and dark eyes. They're gonna take all you. Like, you're entirely like this. Okay. So while Rick was going off, I went ahead and Googled this man just because I wanted to make sure I was talking correctly. He grew up in California. And this is why I don't fuck with a lot of people from California. If you're from the West Coast, I would apologize, but I'm not going to because it is what it is. I lived there for several years, and the way they navigate race, ethnicity, national origin, and not is very strange to me because they don't say the quiet part out loud, and I would rather somebody just tell me the shit up to my face, right? It's very microaggressive. It's very coded language, etc., etc. It's very they're just gonna follow you around the store without actually just like they'll do like the white lady polite following around the store versus just following your stupid ass around the store because they want to make sure you didn't put anything in your pocket. Like it's very under wraps instead of very covert, instead of very overt. Excuse me. So seeing that he grew up to his white ass mama in California and like Southern California at that is just like it doesn't surprise me that this is how he feels because he probably came from like some super conservative family that was talking about those blasted illegals the entire time and he engages in that conversation constantly. That's his echo chamber. Those blasted illegals is his echo chamber. And you'll find them. You'll find people who are entirely too brown to talk the way they do constantly in Southern California. Other places too, but man, ain't nothing like seeing a brown skinned person talk about those blasted illegals like they're not one or two generations removed. It's crazy. It's crazy.
He's quoted. He's go. You about to say?
No. Go, you got it.
So he's quoted saying, "For those who don't know, I'm a sworn law enforcement officer, as well as being a filmmaker, and I felt it was important to join with our first responders to help ensure the security and safety of all Americans, not just talk about it." So I joined up. That's what he's quoted as saying. Like, dude, eat a dick and die. Like at this point.
Hey, it's funny that this has been non-working ass actor is signing up for ICE when they start with the $50,000 bonus that they're offering for people to sign up. That's real ironic, Dean. That's real ironic. Also, $50,000 as a signing bonus to people who are going to get minimal training that are going to be handling firearms and dealing with people that they're not really familiar with dealing with is egregious. But then also, we can't feed children in school. We can't give children proper books in schools. You know what I mean? Like we can't fund mental health experts to send out instead of sending the police to kill people who probably aren't being violent. They're just having a really bad day and need to talk to someone. We're defunding PBS and NPR and also suicide hotlines across the country, but we can give old fucking Tyler from Havre de Grace, Maryland, who's never seen a person of color in his life, a signing bonus of $50K so that he can go and buy a fucking charger and a fucking AR-15 to go out here and do God knows fucking what. Dude, God fucking damn it, man! Like this shit is so fucking much.
Devil's advocate moment, psych. So you got to get your nut. I'm calling audible. You got to get your nut. So if you're out there trying to get your nut, you just got to get that money, man. You got to make that money because even counselors are being pulled out of schools now. So speaking of other than South Park season 27, episode 2. I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but they talked about this very thing. The first episode, if you guys didn't see it, of course they shitted on Trump. I'm applauding Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Because I'm applauding them because they signed with Paramount to get a $1 billion deal for 5 years, 10 episodes, and they signed it and they released their episode the same day where they shit on Trump. And this is also on the heels of course, them curtailing to Trump for the $16 million in efforts to sign up with their ByteDance deal later on. But in episode 2. Not Mr. Garrison, who's doing the thing, okay? Forgot his name. The big head guy. That's not Mr. Garrison. Mr. Garrison is the one that was playing Trump in the previous seasons. Mr. Garrison was the teacher. No, the counselor. The counselor with the big head. Okay.
Mr. Mackey?
Mr. Mackey. That's who I couldn't think of. Mr. fucking Mackey. He actually gets fired by principal fires him, and he goes in to join ICE, and he gets a $50,000 bonus. They knew about this shit before. Like, South Park is amazing because they make their episodes like the week of, so it's always up to date and topical. But go ahead. What you about to say, Rick?
No, so I haven't watched the full episode, but I saw the clip of Kristi Noem, and I saw like her giving her what was like a welcome speech to the new recruits, and her face melting. But then also them talking about her shooting dogs, because for those of you that don't know, Kristi Noem actually did in a book confess to taking a dog to a gravel pit and shooting it because it wasn't a good dog. Like, yeah. Like you said, Matt and Trey are legitimately in their bag. And of course, Paramount could do nothing because they signed into a $1.5 billion deal. And I love that meme of them signing the deal and them going, "We own you now," because they do. Because I haven't been on South Park in a very long time. Like, I would check in here and there, but I haven't really been watching the show. These most recent episodes are. This is the levity that I need. And so I'm like, yeah, somebody let me get their Paramount because your boy is about to get back in.
I'm trying to tell you, you got it. I got some websites for you. Lillian, I know you probably, well, I don't know. I can give you the websites too, but do you have any thoughts on the South Park season 27?
I have no thoughts because I have not watched it because I don't have Paramount Plus.
All right. We're getting that website out to everybody.
You get a website.
Because I'm not paying all these prices. All this crazy. I'm calling another Audible as well because it shit all ties together. Love South Park. I would love to be able to support you, but unfortunately on platforms that we cannot afford in today's economy. Speaking of which, ESPN is talking about charging $30 to watch WWE PLE events. That is fucking asinine. There's no way that you think that the American populace that still watches your fucking product is going to shell out more money to watch the shit when there are other ways to get our hands on it. But keep putting the cart before the horse. Checking out the comments on YouTube real quick because we got a couple that came in. 1-2 Dre, no educational requirements, no age limit, student loan forgiveness, $50K sign-in bonus. We're screwed. I mean, if I didn't have the job I have now, I'd almost be tempted, but I'm not a piece of shit, so I'm not going to go down that road. But anyway, back to ESPN. They're doing a merger with them because, of course, they're part of the TKO group, where they are going to, next year, I believe, let me see, I had it here somewhere. 2026, where basically for $29 a month, you will be able to get your ESPN, ESPN2, your WWE PLEs, and your NFL bundle. Fuck all of this. I will pirate every single piece of media I have to if I want to watch, want to be entertained by stuff. I'm not giving you fuckers more money when people are out here struggling. They're making kids pay for lunches at school. There's no more. There's no more handouts. There's no more coverage. People don't have Medicare. Fuck you. I'm not paying you $30 for this shit. That's lunch for a week for some people. Like, yo, fuck out of here. But go ahead, tell me what you think.
So I've watched. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lily.
I was just gonna ask one question. Yeah. How much were floor tickets at the last WWE event?
I'm glad you asked. So WWE is essentially now saying, fuck all of our fans. They're pricing true fans out because on top of, if you want to watch the PLEs, like it's like, all right, we had Peacock and we had the network. Also, we didn't know how good we had with the WWE network for $10 a month. But now they're moving everything from Peacock over to this ESPN bundle type thing. So now, in order to watch WWE, if you want to watch Raw and you want to watch the PLE, you got to pay for both Netflix and this ESPN subscription bundle.
Whoa.
Well, yeah, and so I believe the average number that I've seen floating around that essentially to be a WWE fan to watch all of the content, it's going to cost you $516 a year. Just to watch. Not to buy shit, not to go, just to watch. We haven't talked about it as much on this show, but we've talked about it in our personal circles. I was hell-bent on going to WrestleMania this year. You both know that.
Yes.
Like, I was hell-bent on going because it was in Vegas. You guys know how I feel about Vegas. I went to look up the prices day one. And tickets in the 400 section were $2,200 for one seat. There was no price. That they had pricing plans, yes, but essentially that wasn't including my hotel room and my flight there. And then if I want to go, I want to do the SmackDown to Raw, maybe even like, and if NXT is available, I want to be the whole time. That would have cost me almost almost $10,000 just for the tickets, just for the tickets. You know what I mean? And then like you're seeing videos of people talking like the one video that stands out to me is the girl talking to Randy Orton, like they ran into Randy Orton, and she was talking about how they spent $32,000 just to come to WrestleMania for the weekend, and Randy Orton going, "Oh my God, that's embarrassing." You know, like they're legitimately just saying, hey, we know you guys have been loyal and committed, and we know that you love the product, but also fuck you, give me everything you got.
Exactly.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm a transition into it because we've already started talking about it. Triple K and TKO, and also Tony Khan, who is another one. This is fucking ridiculous. Like this has gotten completely out of hand. Like you're pricing out regular fans, right? That's one thing. But then also on the other hand, right? I as a lifelong wrestling fan and someone who has loved wrestling since I was a little boy, since the time where my grandfather would put me in the bed with him and we would watch wrestling on Saturday mornings, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've loved this. I have been around this for a very long time. Even when I was out, I still paid attention. And this past week has been one of the most demoralizing weeks in the history of my wrestle fandom. Like, not only over and over again do you keep trying to shove that Hulk Hogan was this great and abominable force that everyone needs to be revered and respect. Like, you give me that. Then I get Triple K, who is now just like, yeah, I'm working for Donald Trump. Look at me, I'm spitting water on the rose garden, guys. I'm your king. Bow down to me. And like I had a conversation with someone, and I said, you know what? I'm not even. At one point, I wanted to think a certain way about Triple H, but then I got to remember he's still a fucking McMahon, and he went out of his way to marry into that family, right? He helped attribute to the mental decline of someone that he told that he loved. Look up the Joni Laurie story for those of you guys that don't know, and to fuck her over to get into this family, right? He fucked over everybody that he knew to get into this family, to be a part of this. So why do I expect anything less than fucking misery and just jackassery from Triple K? You know what I mean? So you got that, and then Sunday, day 2 of SummerSlam. John Cena loses to Cody Rhodes. Cool. They do the little thing. And then fucking Brock Lesnar, who has not been cleared of anything. Let that sink in, everybody. He has not been cleared of anything. He is a sex trafficker. He has been named in the Janelle Grant lawsuit. I believe it was either 34 or 33 or 44 fucking times. Like they went from just alluding to it to now they've named him 44 times, and he's back on that screen. This is a massive kick in the dick. Yeah, Horace, I know it's not a rose garden anymore. It's a concrete garden. This has been a massive kick in the dick to every person of color, to every person who has been loyal to this fucking company for a very long time. I'm not out, but I'm teetering, right? Like I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention for the sake of just because I want to support. I want to support a lot of these people who are just there because they want to be at the upper echelon of wrestling and they want to be, the best performance that they can be. There are people that I still want to support, but this company is making it incredibly hard. And I'm telling you this, I'm getting more back into my AEW bag because there's more than just WWE. There's so much more in the wrestling world than WWE. And fuck, it's.
Yeah,
I
completely commit. Go ahead.
I was just going to draw a similarity between like what happened with the Negro Leagues and the Major Leagues Baseball, because like I read a book last year called what is it called, $40 Million Slave, and it was talking about how around the time the Negro Leagues were getting larger and they were there were talks about them, like some Negro players departing for the major leagues and whatnot. The problem is, or a problem that happened was that to have really good leagues, you had like to have a really good Negro league, to have players who were good enough to join major leagues. You had to keep like you had to somehow funnel funds into those teams and spread out the talent throughout the entire league. So even if Cincinnati, for example, if Cincinnati had like five really good players, you had to evenly distribute them to other teams so that the entire league was good enough. You couldn't have hot spots where really talented players existed, which makes a problem with the players. But at the same time, when the major leagues did start looking at the Negro leagues to take players or to recruit players, you had this thing where it would also create this imbalance. So it's like, on the one hand, we want to create our own, we want to create our own things that do very well outside of these big institutions that have been around forever and a day and are already money making machines. But when you do that, you have a whole other kind of problem that's knocking at your doorstep constantly. So I understand what you mean when you're talking about like, I really want to stay loyal. Like I have a loyalty to this brand that's been doing so well for so long. And this other brand who is not doing the same shit is looking more promising now, but it's all part of the same problem. That's it. Go ahead, Trey.
Yeah, all right. I've been struggling all week. Many of you know I've been a wrestling fan my entire life, much like my cousin here. I have had dreams and aspirations as a little boy of becoming a WWF then WWE wrestler. Hell, I was even going to go down to the power plant when I was 18. If I had the money, I would have went down there and became a wrestler. I was jealous of Jay Washington because he's got the chance to live that life and even experience taking bumps in the ring. I truly feel pained by what we saw this week. And I've been teetering. I did not watch Monday Night Raw. I did not watch NXT. I did not watch SmackDown. And because I've been a loyal fan. I've been a diehard fan. All these, I'm 40 years old. I probably started watching when I was 5 in 1990. My first matches were Bret Hart and Yokozuna. Like this shit hurts. This shit fucking hurts. It hurts me to my core. I'm implementing parts of wrestling into my wedding next year, and it's like, for what? I feel disillusioned. I felt this football, and I stopped watching football for similar reasons because people were being treated this way, or they didn't give a fuck about their fans, and now I'm losing another fandom again, and it's like, what? Well, shit. And then you think about the grand picture. All of these fucking people at the top are still connected. All these people at the top, the stuff that we talked about, even Disney. I'm on the fence with that because they're a part of the ESPN deal. Like, how long until I gotta pay extra money for my Marvel movie? Yeah. How are we going to, how can I? The thing that hurts the most. I have two young girls, two daughters, who 2 years ago we were watching WrestleMania. We're sitting on the couch, and they could give a fuck less about wrestling until the moment they saw Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill come on that screen, and those girls lit up. They lit up because they finally saw somebody that looked like them on the screen, and they were performing at a high level, and they won. And they were just like, that shit touched my heart. It was my moment that I had my granddad, where I was watching wrestling, and I got to see, people out there doing the thing. Like I used to be a diehard rock fan. I used to be hell, he's a person. Ahmed Johnson. I was happy to see screens. As a child, I didn't understand there's reasons why these people don't get the pushes that they get, and that's because their color looks like mine, and it burns me. So I can't say that I'm totally done with wrestling. I'll admit, and Cam will love this. Yeah, I have been the WWE guy. I've only watched WWE because that's what I was comfortable with. And because I do love the sport itself, I too am going to have to go in other places to find my entertainment. I'm going to have to start watching more AEW. I'm going to have to start watching New Japan Pro Wrestling and AAA. Like I've never watched those. I've watched AEW. I've never watched AAA. And I'm going to have to make those concessions because you WWE, you hurt me. You lost a fan. Because I don't know if I can come back as long as fucking I can't in good faith watch that shit because I don't want my kids, my boys or my girls, to grow up and see that person and see me watching this person and celebrating these things and getting excited like I do. And they think that, and they find out later in life that these people were like that, and they think these things are acceptable. These things are welcomed in dad's life. So, yeah, my dad was cool with it. I don't want. So at this point, fuck you, WWE. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Also, can I address some other things?
By all means.
Some stuff that I've seen. So the theme for this show is men being weird. Like there's an overlying theme of men being weird, right? I saw a video of a fan after SummerSlam on Sunday, and he said the best experiences in my life have been my son being born is down here, and then Brock Lesnar coming back. Here, his son was standing right next to him. If I'm his son, I think I want to get my emancipation in a year or two when he turns 10. Because that's the weirdest shit I've ever heard. Like, Brock Lesnar coming back is higher than your child being born? That is so fucking, that's ghastly. That is such ghoulish behavior. You know what I mean? And then also the moving goalpost of people when, oh, well, I mean, it's somebody we like, so I'm just going to ignore the fact that he did these horrible things. You know what I mean? That he's accused of doing these horrible things. That is so fucking weird to me, man. Like, listen. I said it before. I think I said it last week. Hulk Hogan gave me many moments of joy as a child, but guess what? It is now, forever, and it's gonna be. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Because he's a racist piece of shit. Brock Lesnar, he may not have done some of we can't use the word because of YouTube, but he's a sex trafficker, bro. He accepted this woman as currency. What are we fucking talking about? Why would I cheer for this?
Yeah.
And then I saw Nick Khan saying in an interview, oh, well, if no one's been criminally charged, then it's not that serious to me. What are you fucking talking about? Okay, all right, so you're gonna bring back Vince next? Is that the next shoe that's gonna drop? Are you gonna bring in Alberto Del Rio, who kidnapped and tortured a woman? Like, is this what we talk about? Put Chris Benoit in the fucking Hall of Fame, you fucking monsters! Like this shit is so fucking weird to me. And yeah, like I'm pulling my fandom back. I'm pulling my fandom back a lot. I'm actually I hope Cam is watching because I want you to know we about to do a hard pivot away from a lot of WWE content, my man, on Thursday. Because I'm not gonna keep talking about this shit. I'm not gonna keep patronizing them. I will never, and I'm saying this very clearly in the camera because there's people here that can hold me accountable. I will never call in my morality for a fucking dollar. I will never do that. I will never put myself in harm's way because I want to make some money or because I want to get clout off some shit. That's not who I am. I'm not built that way. Never have been, never will be. So this shit is too fucking much, and I need to get my space. I'll watch from a distance.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I've been waiting all week to get all that off. I'm sure you have as well. Just real quick, checking out the comments over on YouTube. We had a couple come in having a diatribe, but Triple K off the bench. What's up, Herb? Should have brought your ass to work today.
Stop.
Triple K wasn't acting all those years. He was just playing himself. He says, Michael Cole, yeah, that shit. Oh, Michael Cole. I heard about that. I didn't see it. But Michael Cole basically said, make America great again on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, they called, is called 40 Million Slave. I'm about to look it up.
The $40 million slave.
Okay. Yeah, that was Herb. And Genocide Circus, you're probably only going to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling at pay-per-views. The other stuff is just random. Hey, drop some links. If y'all have other shit, go on our Discord. Drop the links and shit. Give me alternatives in the watch along. I'll watch some other shit, but I can't do WWE. It hurts too fucking much. And damn, they might bring back Velveteen Dream. Yeah, it's like all this shit. Like, why the fuck not? Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. it's really hard to deal with that stuff, but it's gonna be a rough transition. Fuck. Anyway, we got to talk about some comic stuff on this fucking episode. Anyway,
yeah.
One World Under Doom, issue 6 dropped. So Lillian, I'm sure you didn't read. Rick, he didn't have a chance to read. For those general synopsis, you know that Doom has been taken over. He took over the Social Supreme position from Stephen Strange. He's getting closer to God King Doom, Jonathan Hickman, but he's all powerful. He's got more power than the Social Supreme and him combined. And they finally explained why in this issue. And I'm sorry if you haven't read it, this is your moment now. Spoilers, but he basically rounded up everybody inside of and put them in one building and has been siphoning their life force. So he has a debate with Reed Richards. Basically, like Reed's like, we're gonna have a debate. If I win the debate, you step down as king of the world. Essentially, if you win, I'll back the. So while they're having the debate, of course, the vendors sneak in, look in, and they find it, and they turn the camera around. And Doom is like, yeah, these people volunteer to be my energy batteries. Good, they doing the thing. And Reed says, we are looking at children. And Doom has locked up the children of Latara and has been taking their life force to power himself. So, gotta ask, do the ends justify the means?
Well, the answer is no.
The answer is no, but we gotta do a show.
So
Go ahead.
Lillian, is that your answer?
Do the ends justify the means? That philosophical question, my general answer to that is no. You will never hear me say that as something to justify what I'm about to do. Go ahead, Rick.
So a couple months ago, we were having this debate, and Cam was on here, and we were talking about how we would be citizens of Latveria and live under Doom, and like me and Trey and Herb were pretty gung-ho about it. Lillian hadn't made her on-camera debut yet, so we were pretty gung-ho about it, and we were just like, yeah, no racism, everybody eats and all of this stuff. But then we get to book number 6. And yeah, he's siphoning the life force of every citizen of Latveria. And god damn it, Doom is always gonna be Doom. It's like, you son of a bitch, you had me in the first half, I was all in, and then that's the thing about that issue. He's like, oh, these people are volunteers. We know they wasn't no goddamn volunteers, Victor. Don't come around here with that bullshit like we stupid. We know what type of volunteers they were. They were volunteers at the end of a fucking palm strike from a Doom
Voluntold.
Right, exactly. The ends don't justify the means. Like, so for those of you guys that also don't know, like being a magician in the Marvel world, it comes at a cost. Like there's energy that you have to expel.
Yeah, there's an exchange.
If you've been reading across some of these books of One World Under Doom, Victor's been doing some wild shit. Like they just got back from the fucking sun. Like he was inside the fucking sun. Like
dude, he beat Dormammu. Dormammu came over and Doom beat him. So Dormammu is an eldritch being that if he gets into your realm, that's it. You're done. Yeah. He beat him back into his original realm. Like it's been fucking crazy in the comics. They're cooking right now in Marvel Comics. I'll say that much. They're doing amazing shit.
I gotta bring something back. You're done. No, but no, yeah. So like he's been doing some wild shit, and honestly, like reading a couple of these books, I was just like, damn, he's like really like I know Doom has always been powerful, but like he's batting above his average on this one. Like, how the fuck is he doing this? But also, this is pretty cool to read. But then you find out how he's doing it, and it's just like, yeah. So I'm gonna take back my statement from a few months ago. I would be a citizen of Latveria, but then once it's just like, all right, everybody round up for Soul Fortune time. That's when I start sneaking out. That's when I start my own Latverian Underground Railroad. Cause fuck all that. I'm not doing this. this is too much. And yes, the ends don't justify the means in this one. Like, just get his shit back to Steven, please.
Well, I think Steven's still dead. I think he's still an astral projection. They gotta resurrect his body or something. Some stupid shit like that. Doctor Strange has died so many times, it's not even funny. So
well, Wong is popular. He's somewhere farting around.
No, because in the comics he's still the old bald, old white, sorry. Yeah, my bad. I almost went bad on that one. But yeah, he's still he's not the one we see from the MCU. I'll put it like that. But yeah, yes, the ends that justify the means. I totally do not agree. I rescind my my petition to join Latveria. Check in the comments over on YouTube on Funnel Time. B. Dormammu is giving Doom way too much credit. Okay, but he won, is my point, Horace. He fucking won against Dormammu when he entered into 616, which is still unfucking heard of in a couple of occasions with Doctor Strange, yes. But we're not. Shut up. Herb says, I retract my statement for a few months of damn. Don't say that, Herb.
Yeah, I'm about to say, we're not reading that shit on air. Delete that.
Yeah. You almost made me read that. You know I got the Ron brain. Nigga, don't do that. We'll never hear the end of it. He will not shut up. Anyway, but that's pretty much our episode. It's very hard hitting things that happened this week, but yeah.
No. I have a finger up for a reason. You think I'm just pointing to the fucking sky?
I had to look. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
I feel like this whole Doom, Doctor Doom taking over the world situation is more so a very it's more so a story about how you need to be particularly careful about contractual law, right? Be very careful with your wording. Read the fine print. Write the fine print if you have to, because he said, "Yeah, I'll give it back when I'm done." Whoa. Before I hand this over, we need to talk about some things, refine some details here, define what done is, etc. Because we're talking about magic contracts.
So also, I'm gonna blame Steven on this one.
Yeah.
Because Steven is kind of dumb sometimes. Because he didn't say I'll give it back when I'm done. He said I'll give it back when the world is safe.
Okay.
It's like, hold on. Like, I've been like, hey, what fuck you mean by that? Like, no, I know we got vampires on, like, because this is from the Nightfall story. It's like, I know we got vampires on the mist. What do you mean, but when the world is safe? Like, see, there you go with them double entendres again and shit, Victor. So
those tricky words. Now we need to defagify this shit and put this shit. We need to nail this shit to the floor, basically.
You know who he wouldn't have been able to pull that shit on?
Who?
If he just said that to She-Hulk or to Matt Murdock.
Facts.
Now, what are both of them?
Facts.
The lawyers would look at him and like, come on, dumb bitch, play with somebody else. No.
Better call Saul and read that contract. Correct her. Correct.
Oh man, it's yeah, but it's so far. If you have not been reading, go pick up One World Under Doom. It's worth your time. They are cooking over at Marvel. Yeah. That's all we got this week, people. Thank you for joining us here on Gamma Blue. As always, please like the video, share the video, subscribe it to other people who like to have these conversations and want to hear us. We really appreciate it. We're trying to make this thing grow bigger than it is. And, just get this thing out there, get our voices out there, get our faces, have bigger conversations, and probably bring in more guests. Who knows? But yeah, you know where to find us. Get inside our Discord. We have a Discord. We are actually watching. You can watch us on Twitch, YouTube, and yeah, that's all I got. Catch you guys later.
Please support. Wait. You say that like that's all we have to say. And I say that just because we're asking y'all to support the show. Yes, please support the show on YouTube, on Twitch, join the Discord, follow us on our social platforms. But we are also now on Spotify. What does that mean for you? You do not have to use as much cellular data to listen to our marvelous voices on a regular basis. So I've been taking time to make sure I edit the episodes and add them to Spotify. I'm still way behind, but we're making progress. So please catch up with Gamma Blurs on Spotify, where you will be able to find, as soon as I get caught up, the most recent episodes within the next however long it was since the last episode came out. When I get caught up, that's how it'll be. But I have to get caught up first.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
It's a little clap. It's a little clap.
Yeah.
And not doing this.
And not doing this. They said I should do this.
That's the violin. This is a violin. This is a little clap.
What do you do? Is that
He's
the wrap
making shit up. No, stop, no. All right, thank y'all for tuning in this week, you guys. We'll see y'all next week. Hope you have a wonderful week. Catch us on the flip side. See y'all later.
I'm going to make cheeseburgers.